I'm going to show you how so these are the fire and ice ones. Oh yeah, there we go. Don't want any holes. So I'm going to show you how I clean it, and then I'm going to try and resin these. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. So, I'll come over this way. To clean, I just went and bought this cheap isopropyl alcohol. It's in like the first aid area, or like, you know, with cosmetics and like Advil and all that. So it's just basically, I got it at Walmart. It's just alcohol, and that's to get the silicone off. So all I've been doing is just make sure you guys can, yeah, you can see, is I just take a little bit of it, paper towel, just kind of put some alcohol in there, and then you can see the really, oops, shiny spots, which has the silicone on it. I'm just going to try and get that off. You do get a little bit of rubbage off, but it's not really that much. So I just try and get the silicone off of there. Get the sides. Just give it a good rub down. So there's a lot of silicone right here. So I'll let that one dry a little bit. Okay. And then there's this one. So if you can see the shiny parts, that's just the silicone. So I'm just going to try and get that off with some rubbing alcohol. So I'm sure there's a lot of ways to do this, but I usually just do it this way. More on there. There we go. And just look for the parts where it's super shiny. It's mostly in this area. But I give it a good once over, just to clean the whole thing. And get that, like, these paintings are pretty durable, so, whoops. So these are those fire and ice ones dried, and I really, really love them. So you can get like the edges, and stuff, and then you just kind of let it dry, and the alcohol dries really fast. So you just make sure that you kind of get all the silicone off, so you can kind of, so there's still a bit on here. So we'll keep going. A little bit. Oh, there's my gremlins. They are barking. Little gremlins. Okay. So let that alcohol dry. And you can almost feel it, like you can feel if it's got the... Sorry guys. It's my gremlin Casper. Okay, gave him his treat back. And yeah, so you can kind of, like, this is still alcohol on here, but you can see that they're dry. That's the back of them. They're pretty good. So, I'm gonna sign them, and then I'm going to mix up some resin. So I use art resin, or I have been. It's really easy. I bought these like cap things to go on. This is a 0.5 gallon, so covers approximately 32 square feet. So yeah, or 1.89 liters, or 0.5 gallon of it. So this is the hardener, and then I just bought these to make it easier. You just pump the resin out. So that's the hardener. That's the resin. Just so you guys can see. And I'm gonna mix up a bunch. And on their website, they tell you how much to mix up and everything to cover whatever surface you want and stuff. So yeah, so we'll do that. And then we'll coat this, with these two, with resin. And I'm also gonna coat the front side of my little teardrop kind of ornament thing. And I'm gonna make a nicer hook, but this was an experimental one, but I like it. So if I can get these, like, you could do larger jewelry or whatnot, but it's super durable, as you can see. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have to mix up this stuff, so I'll show you guys that. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys where I sign. So all I do is I use these Craft Smart paint pens. They come in different colors and stuff. And I'm just gonna sign on the edge so it doesn't interrupt the whole painting. And I'll just find like the darkest part to sign on. And then, whoops. Sometimes you gotta watch with these paint pens because they get really. And I'm just gonna sign like right here. There. And now it's ready for resin. So I'll sign the other one and just show you. I'm just gonna look probably this side, somewhere where the white will show up kind of, and go from there. So I'll sign like right here. There. That looks good. You can see the sides are signed. Simple. And for making resin, so I'm just gonna make sure you guys can see. So I got this little level, and you just want to make sure that the surface you're gonna resin on is super level, because otherwise it'll oh, where did that come from? It'll get like white paint came up. Weird. So this surface, if you can see, is super level. Let's see this way. Oh, we're not level that way. So what I'd probably do is just put a few extra pieces of paper underneath to make it level. And before I pour the resin on, I'll put this on and make sure that it's level, so that the resin will stay pretty level on the thing. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna mix up the resin. So you have a little bit of time to work with. You do have to use gloves for resin. because it's not so best to use gloves. And some cups. Okay, so some cups. And all you want to do, well, this one you gotta watch what the mixing combination is. So this one is like a 1-to-1 ratio for this resin. Oh, got my gloves on. And I'm probably gonna make like about that much. I have a bunch of paintings I can cover with some resin. You can go to their website and they will tell you how much resin to make for however amount of space you're covering. Sometimes what I like to do is I can cut the cup so that there's not so much to get stuck on the sides. So I'm just gonna cut this cup like right here. So you want to cut 3 cups to about the same. There-ish. And I've just found, because if you pour it into 2 and then you pour this one into here, they're not the same amount, whereas if you take these 2 and pour it into a 3rd cup, you kind of get the same amount. So I might leave this cup because that's going to be, these 2 are going to go into there. And so this is the resin and the hardener. Let's just see that you guys have that. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I have these little caps that keep the air out. So we're just going to start putting some resin into the cup so that we can mix it. And all you got to do is make sure that they're equal parts, basically. And it won't harden until the 2 of these are mixed together, which is kind of nice. So sometimes this gets stuck, but it's an easy way to get it out of the jar. And what I'll do is I'll probably speed up this part because this takes a little bit of time. Okay, so I just looked on the side and that's equal parts. You can use a measuring cup to measure how much is in there, but that way you could, I have a lot that I could put resin on, so we're just gonna do it this way. And you just get a little brush, you pour it into the big cup. I know it might seem weird to use 3 cups, but yeah, it definitely works better because any residue just makes it equal portions. So whatever residue gets stuck on the cup will also get stuck for the hardener. And I just find it makes it equal. Where I tried to do it just pouring like this into here and it didn't work so good. So I just putting it in there. Try and get as much out as I can. Cup. And then put this one in there. And then just trying to get all the hardener in. It's good to work on plastic with this stuff, so it doesn't, silicone it won't stick to, but to get a silicone mat this big and kind of get costly, so I just use plastic. I have a big roll of plastic, so I'm just gonna put that in there. Okay, so that's it for those 2 little cups. So now we have all this resin, and you gotta mix. So I'm gonna put this down into one of the cups actually. Bigger tooth thing. And you can kind of see the separation, hopefully, between the two. And you just want to mix, so you're gonna see it get kind of cloudy. You don't want to mix too vigorously because you get some bubbles, but I find no matter what, you always get bubbles. So I just mix what I can. And you want to mix for like a couple minutes till it gets really mixed good. They say it kind of goes clearer, or you'll see it getting kind of cloudy and you want that to disappear. So I'm just trying to scrape the bottom and mix this up for 2 minutes. So I'll probably come back. I'll keep mixing and I'll come back after 2 minutes.